Good morning. This is Ray. Happy Monday. What a wonderful weekend. Anyways, I'm here for another conversation. And the conversation I would like to have with you today is called There Is No I in Team. That's right. There is no I in team. Now, for the past few weeks, I've been doing vlogs about, how to, get yourself motivated, team effort, inspiration, things such as how to prospect, how to build rapport. Anyways, there's no I in team, and what I mean by that is I'm on this contracted project right now, marketing project, which I'm dealing with a restaurant called Tiano's Restaurant, and if you want to check them out, they're at mytianos.com. It's a Filipino American restaurant. Their number one cuisine that they basically, the most popular is, everything is good, but the most popular cuisine is the prime rib with garlic shrimp. It is amazing. And everything else in there, they have two locations on the leeward side, which is the west side of Oahu. They have two locations, one in Waipahu area, which is on Farrington behind the Bank of Hawaii. And if you don't know where it is, you just look to the right. There's a smokestack over there. But the plantation, I believe, plantation area over there, the plantation area, used to be. Anyways, on Farrington. And then the other one on Eva Beach, which is right behind the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, the reason why I don't give you streets and everything is here in Hawaii, truthfully, even the locals over here, it's kind of hard to say the name of the street. So what we do over here is landmarks. So when you're over here, you're not going to get lost because there's always a Zippy's, there's always a food land, or there's always some kind of fast food around the corner, and those are your landmarks, and that's how we communicate over here. So, but we highly rely on the GPS too, because there's a lot of changes here. Anyways, what I want to talk to you about today, the conversation I want to have, is called There Is No I in Team. And what I mean by that is, because I do these projects for marketing, I have to first understand your business. And the first thing I do is I want to understand the perspective of the owner. And from there, then I go down to the tier from management to the staff. Sometimes it depends on how the business is. What I usually do is I go to the staff first, from the person who cleans the place, before I go to the higher ups. And the reason why I do that is because, the people that is on the lowest, or, the ones who are considered not on the main decision factor of the company, you have to really watch out for them, because they're the ones that's there pretty much seeing everything. And if they're happy, pretty much along the line, everyone along the line is pretty happy. That means everyone's working together. Now your middle management, these are the ones, I want to move it to the company, I'm motivated. A lot of times they're the ones that will ruin your company, because all it takes is a dark cloud for any organization. And usually what I realize in those kind of companies is that they may be good workers, they may put in the overtime, they may even work for free, and just to get the task done. But with today's technology, believe it or not, as much as we are relying more on the high tech, because of the high tech, what I realize is that the high touch, which is the person-to-person relation, becomes a little bit more, that much more important, because you have to really communicate with them. Now that you have high tech, and high tech, what does high tech do? It's to build communication. Everything is communicate. And now we have all of that put together, simplified. I mean, this marketing right here, this is unheard of about 15 years ago. I would say maybe 10 years ago, this is unheard of. I mean, that's the reason why I can run my business. This is why I can consult as a marketer. This is another reason for me to find out more businesses out there. This is another reason for me to either invest or find investors for that company, because in today's time, people are becoming more entrepreneurial, and there's really no scare factor anymore. In fact, I'm realizing that a lot of the millennials who I talk to, most of them have their own either e-commerce or some kind of e-service, and a lot of them are even doing e-learning. Yeah, a lot of them are doing e-learning. A lot of either MMA or a lot of I would say musician artists. They do it online because everyone now. What's the method in research? First, you go to YouTube, you check it out over there first, and then after you see what's in YouTube, then you go to Google or you go to Bing, and then you check out what's going on here, who's writing blogs about what, because everyone now writes a blog on everything, and which is great. So information is so handy. Now, once you do those two, then what do? Then you go onto your social media. Pretty much people are promoting their blogs. If not, just go to your friends, to your social media friends, and say, hey, how do you do this? LinkedIn is such a wonderful tool for people who, people are willing, those people who are really trying to find out what, little methods, and you take notes and you study that. And I rely on LinkedIn a lot. I rely on Facebook a lot. And that's the reason why I can do these videos for you. So let me get back to my topic. There is no I in team. What I realized is that your company, in terms of production, in terms of production and sales value, it's all the morale of the people working for you, whether it's a family business, whether it's a partnership, whether it's, corporation. It only takes that one dark cloud, that one individual to ruin the whole team. I mean, look at Jesus and 12 apostles. I mean, wonderful. There's one guy that blew it. I mean, it can happen. Happens all the time. And for those of you who own the company or are managers, really take a look at that person, because you may have someone who's not, I would say, you always have that one that kind of doesn't pick up the pieces that fast. But they're willing to work. Their heart is there. It may take them a little longer to get it done, but their heart is there, and that really matters, because that teaches, that tells you as the manager, the supervisor, the leader, whatever, the owner, what kind of a teacher are you? Because your business, once the task is there, and this is perfect for restaurant business, I used to think that, oh my gosh, the chef has to be, no. In a restaurant, a good restaurant has a very good system, has a very sound system in the process. Things are prepped well. People know when to pick up. People know, the staff knows how to put everything aligned, and pretty much the method is systematic. It's nothing hard. It's not rocket science. Once you have the recipe in place, all the staff needs to do is follow it, and pretty much the recipe is gonna be automatic, always gonna be consistent, just like that. Just like that. The problem is, a lot of times, most people, now I won't say most, that's the wrong word, sorry about that. Some people will bring their trouble to work. If they're not feeling good today, then they're gonna take it to work, and they're gonna put a cloud all over. Either gonna pick on someone, or they're gonna just throw an attitude, and that shouldn't be tolerated, because that whoever the individual is or people that's doing that, if you're unhappy, voice it out. Talk to your supervisor. And the supervisor, don't be biased, because you know what? If you're biased, and if you're conditional, your business may be surviving now, but trust me, in no due time, you're going to start faltering your business. It's going to affect your business, because it's all about here. No matter how high tech we are, we're still human. We're still people. I don't care if we're working with robots in the future. It doesn't matter. That robot is not a human. It doesn't have the same synergy. However you put it and mix it. I don't care what it is, how technologically sound you are in your system. it still has to have that human to human interaction in there for it to work. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And so I talked about people who are introvert, who don't want to communicate or doesn't, and whatever that is. And there's some of us who are just very private, and there's some of us who's very extroverted. But I think both sides have to adjust. The extrovert has to be take it a little bit internally, and the extrovert has to learn how to be more externally. You got to be able to match the two, because now, believe it or not, because of our communication system through the internet, it's more vast out there and it's faster. The world is getting smaller. Communication is key. So with that being said, there is no I in team. You have to work. You have to work a good plan. In other words, the person who I'm working with right now, Joe Navaska, he says, a good system and good management of people. And with that being said, this is Ray, and I'll see you soon. Use this for your business app. Wonderful. Aloha.